Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host here, Chris Fernandez, and I'm joined by Bob and J-Bone, Jason. We are -1 today. Rich Redwan is actually on vacation. He's in the Caribbean. What do you call it? Caribbean.
Yeah, how do you say it? Caribbean or Caribbean?
Sailing on the old pirate ship.
I say
singing
Caribbean.
sea shanties.
I say Caribbean.
I say. I don't really know what I said. Caribbean.
I like
usually
Caribbean.
say Caribbean.
It sounds
Yeah.
Well, Caribbean sounds pretty nice too.
taking them coconut drinks with them.
Yeah, coconut drinks, umbrellas.
Have you noticed though? Like every time Rich sends like a picture, it's just. It doesn't have anything. It's just the view.
Yes.
It doesn't have it. He doesn't have. I'm like, is he there by himself?
No
just
props.
hanging out?
No family in the background. Nothing. Just like
Maybe
I
noticed
that. He's like pulling a Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's like the guy who just goes to the resort by himself.
Yeah, Bernice said that too. She's like, well, where is he? Like, who is he with?
Poor Seven Sword. He's gonna listen to
I know.
this.
He's like, oh.
He's gonna come back and quit the podcast when he gets back.
Well, it was good knowing you. I mean,
yeah, later, Rich. So we skipped a week because of Watch Dogs. J-Bone's wallet got like stolen, and Rich was leaving. Like it was just a whole big mess. So we skipped a week. We gave it some time. We were in the middle of Watch Dogs that came out the day of like that we record podcasts every Tuesday. So we wanted to take some time play some Watch Dogs. So that's basically what I've been playing. Watch Dogs. I got a new computer, so I've been setting that up and trying to figure it out.
Wolfenstein too. You've been playing.
I beat Wolfenstein. We'll talk about that a little later. We'll give a little review of that.
I heard it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's really good.
We'll save that for later. What have you guys been playing?
I've been playing. This is Bob. I think you guys already know with my nasally voice. But anywho, I've been playing Wolfenstein. Haven't beat it. I'm really getting into it. I'm enjoying it. Played a little Watch Dogs too. It's fun as well. I also been playing a little Wii U actually. I've been playing Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, came out.
Yeah, it's fun playing with some people. I enjoy myself. And then also I've been playing Donkey Kong. I just got that game, so
Tropical Freeze,
and let me tell you, that game is difficult. There's so much stuff in that game. Like there's like 8 puzzles that you need to get at each level, and I'm not like trying to get them every time, but I've only got 4 on like my maximum. So I couldn't even imagine. And I'm at the like first level. I'm in like like the stages how Donkey Kong works, where you're at like
is it like a 2D platform?
Yeah, it's still 2D, so it takes back from there. But there's like 100 different things you need to get, and I've only got 4 puzzles out of it. So if I really want to do like 100% in that game, it'd be pretty good.
I just heard it was hard as hell. Like it wasn't easy. It was like challenging. Like
it is. It is
challenging.
I don't know. I haven't got that far, but I'm playing with someone right now, so
at least you're giving your Wii U some life, though.
Yeah. Actually, there was an update though. If you guys noticed for the Wii U, I think it came out on Tuesday. Yeah. Where I haven't tried it out yet though, but where you can actually automatically just go into the game. You don't have to go to the Wii U menu, which is
how does that work when you put it in a disc?
When you turn it in, and then I think when you turn it on, and you could just collect right into the game that's already in it. So you don't have to worry about it just it's an instant upload, so you don't have to wait, which is
that's cool.
It's nice because even though if it's like 10-15 seconds,
Nintendo's still working out there.
It was like wow, that's a nice change.
Come on, Nintendo.
So I've been playing a lot. I don't know did I mention Transistor too? Did I mention
not today.
I beat that. I know that game definitely has a lot of replayability, but that's it. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of games. I've been going through all the spectrums.
A lot of Bobs.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
J-Bone?
What about you, J-Bone?
Since you played at Arkham City, what are you doing with yourself now?
You know what?
Besides not getting a PS4.
What Arkham Asylum?
I've been playing
Arkham Origins.
I've been not Origins.
Not yet. That's next.
I went to GameStop, bought Asylum for like.
You really did? I thought you were kidding.
No, I did, dude. I bought it for like $10 or something. I only have like 8 trophies. I'm trying to platinum it. I don't know, 8 trophies away. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm waiting to see what E3 has on Monday for Sony. I'll see what they say. And I heard that The Last of Us Remastered, there's a leak that it might be coming out Friday on the 13th.
But didn't he?
That was.
If that's true, then that's what I'll be.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the headline, if you could Google it, you can find it anywhere. There's this place called Game. It's a retailer, a video game retailer in the UK, and they released some kind of like a Twitter update saying like, oh, pre-order Last of Us. It comes out Friday the 13th, June 13th or whatever. But since then, they've pulled it down and they said like, oh, apologies, we'll get you a solid date soon. But hey, dude, if it's the 13th. I can't wait.
Wasn't it supposed to release on the 20th? That was like the initial plan for
something.
it.
There was like the 20th, then there's the 13th, then there's like August.
So
either way, the day that thing comes out, like that's a console seller for me, man. Like I'll buy my PS4.
I'm so excited to get that. I mean, when it comes out, boom.
Yeah, going back to Batman, how about that delay? J-Bone earlier today, he posted a article.
I posted it before IGN posted it, dude.
Yeah, dude. He posted it saying that Arkham Knight got delayed.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm just like, man, like, I don't, you know what? F it.
If you have
how many? Hold on for a second. How many delayed games are there now? There's Arkham Knight. There's Witcher 3.
I don't.
There's The Division.
The zombie game.
DayZ?
No.
Oh, Dying Light.
Dying Light.
That's 4.
I'm like, okay, yeah. There's been too many.
Yeah, too many.
And I mean, I understand the delay. We talked about it last podcast 3, that they're trying to make the game good.
Drive Club.
But we also brought up the point that if you're gonna delay it, and all these delays, just don't release it. So I mean, give us just do it in a year. If you say it's gonna be done in a year, get it done in a year.
That's what Rich was saying.
Just don't do it. I mean,
I know it's hard to develop games and stuff and like predict a release date and everything, but like. Well, I don't know, like I feel for the developers, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, like Rich stated it really well when he posted that comment.
Yeah, wait till the game is finished.
Yeah, wait till it's finished. And then what was the analogy he made?
He's like, don't order a pizza and be like, hey guys, the pizza's done.
And you get there and it's in the oven. Like
you just put it in the oven. Yeah.
Yeah, except for an entire year. So it's like.
I mean,
man, I'm just
it's okay to
by
hype up the game, but sometimes it's getting a little ridiculous.
Give it time.
I really think why it's happening is because the PS4 and the Xbox One and all that stuff it's new, so don't show that light to me.
Wolfenstein was perfect. How Wolfenstein came out because they showed it they didn't even show it at E3. Oh no, they did show it at E3 last year, and then they showed it at E3 last year, and then they were kind of quiet and mum about it, and then they sort of like released more and more. Like within the few months that it before it came out, and then they just put it out, and it was like the perfect wait. Like they showed Wolfenstein a trailer, and they're just like, hey, this is coming soon, hang in there. And then they just kind of dipped off the radar, and then they started coming back when Wolfenstein was ready.
Yeah,
and started showing off all sorts of crap. It's like that's how you do it.
Like I know Destiny was they established their release date and their. They have it on 9/9. Was it 9/9/14?
Yeah, September 9th. Yeah.
And they put it down. And I mean, if it doesn't get delayed, I don't care how long it took them and their hype, but they put a release date. And if they stick to it, that's fine. They set a release date and they stick to it. That's great. So if you're gonna put a release date on a game, or like close enough to the thing, make sure you're accurate. I mean, it's just.
I just want to for Arkham Knight. It's weird about that new video that they released. In the game, they had a banner that said Happy Halloween from Gotham City type thing in the game, and their release date was October 17th, 14th, so around Halloween time. You wonder if they're going to delay it all the way till 2015 October. Oh my god!
You never know when they say it's released.
Yeah.
You
but I mean,
hope
like
January or February, but
it's always good. For like 90% of the time, it's good when a game gets delayed.
Duke Nukem.
Because Well, when it gets delayed for 14 years, it's a different story.
Yeah,
he's leaving you hanging, dude. J-Bone's going in for fifth, and Bob's leaving him hanging.
I thought you were doing something. I thought the hand was doing something else. I didn't know.
Yeah, but like,
sorry.
I mean, there's a time frame to which a delay is okay. Like, look at Watch Dogs. They delayed it 6 to 8 months, something like that, right? The game came out, and I love it. It's awesome. Like, I love Watch Dogs so far. I've been playing a lot of Watch Dogs. I took a day off work. I hope nobody from work's listening to this. To play Watch Dogs, and it was fantastic. Like, I'm loving it so far.
It's fun. I think the only criticism, and I'm not as far as most, but the only criticism I feel like that I have is, I mean, I haven't done the multiplayer with the, like grabbing, what is it called? Do you know what it's called? Decryption, which sounds great. But, like, the missions that you normally do are they're roughly the same. It's like an open world mission games that they're not, like, too crazy. But overall,
It's the same if you play it a certain way. There's some there's so many ways you could go about doing a mission. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but still, there's like a certain amount. I'm not saying the game's bad. I really enjoy it, and
did you guys beat it?
Happy? No,
I just reached Act 2. Like I'm a few missions into Act 2, and there's
that's
I
not
think
even
5 acts.
There's 5 acts.
Yeah, there's 5 acts.
It's definitely like if you need a. Sorry, me?
Go ahead.
Okay. If you really need a game to play, I mean, it's not a game. It's really fun to play, and it has so much stuff that you can do in the game. It's a great. I mean, because PS4, all these games are getting delayed and everything. So Watch Dogs is definitely a game that you have to pick up.
Kotaku just put out the review today, and he ripped it a new asshole. He said, "Do not buy this game."
Watch Dogs?
Yeah,
I just completely disagree with him.
Now
I read that.
I would
you know how remember how for example, like say open world games. I'm gonna say it for a second. Like Grand Theft Auto. Like say when you first start the game, you can only go so much, and the map would kind of quote unquote block you off.
Right.
Is that like that in Watch Dogs? Like, can you pop in Watch? Can I pop
Honestly,
in Watch Dogs and go anywhere I want without being restricted?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Grand Theft Auto. You hit water, and then it's just water.
There's not like a bridge that's broken that you have to fix later on. Like, was that in Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, you get that's like in like
3.
Yeah.
4 is the last one.
I'm just saying,
we have to unlock the cities.
Now, what about does the city feel like Chicago?
Okay, here's the thing. We live in the Chicagoland area. I've been to Chicago many times. I have friends that live in Chicago. They took the best parts, like the most momentous parts of Chicago, like
Sears
the Bean,
Tower,
Millennium Park, Sears Tower, stuff like that, and they put them all. They crunched them into one game. The only thing, and I agreed with my friend Brennan who said this, who lives in Chicago. The only thing that really felt looked like Chicago was like the loop. They got the loop right, but the feel of Chicago is great. They got the feel down. Like, it's a little more nice than it actually is in the game, you know? But they got the feel of Chicago down, but obviously the map is different. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's like this like country area right next to it, which is not true.
Right.
And they don't have the huge highways that are connected around it. But I would say if you've never been to Chicago, or if you heard about Chicago, or you've been there like a couple of times, you probably would be like, oh, that's fine. But
you get the general feel.
I don't really find that like a bad thing if it, you know.
No, I'm like, well, look at Grand Theft Auto 5, like, and 4. Like, I've been to New York, and I've been to LA, and they, just like Watch Dogs, they took the best parts of those cities and crumbled them into one tiny map.
I have a few more questions for you guys.
Yes.
How was the driving in the game?
It's not as good. I would to my thing. I would say it's not as good as Grand Theft Auto's 5's.
It's not.
Grand Theft Auto
Is it
5.
floaty? Is it too heavy?
It's not bad.
Arcadey?
It is. Like,
the weird thing when I was playing it was I like the driving now after playing it for a while. They made it really heavy. So when you're driving, it's weird because it's heavy, but at the same time, when you hit a car, the car goes flying. So it's like
really,
weird, yeah. So the driving is weighted. Like you feel like you're on the ground, and when you turn, it's weird. It's like sort of delayed, but at the same time, they do that so you can't fly around a corner at 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? So like when you're in police chases, you got to use that handbrake. So I grew to like it, to be honest with you. Like the driving, I mean, it's not bad. It's not amazing.
It's fun for the powers that you get to use, the hacking, and you can stop people.
Which I heard is kind of weird. Like a guy has like basically the whole city under his cell phone.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's
simple. What makes
it's
that
quick.
game, dude.
I mean, it's definitely it's a fun game, and there's so much stuff to it. I mean, I looked at reviews and people were bashing it, but I mean, even with the people that are in talk gaming, like if you've been like looking at the posts, everyone's really excited,
they're really enjoying it.
They're having a good time, and the game, it's not perfect, and I'm not saying it is, but it's definitely a good time. I remember I just did a little bit ago. I created like this huge chaos accident where like these people crashed, and then I just waited there to see what would happen. You know, they argued about it and complained, but I was a little upset that like no ambulance came or like they just waited. And that's like things that Grand Theft Auto 5 is like perfected, and they're adding these like these small little features. And Watch Dogs Watch Dogs is not there, but I mean they're just small things.
At the same time,
I wouldn't
though,
criticize.
they sacrificed that to be able to give you all this access to the city, and the connectivity to the city is what really makes that game like come alive.
Yeah, that's
is
true.
all the stuff that you can do.
Because there's characters like every time you go to a new what are they called, PVCs?
What?
NPCs?
NPCs.
I knew I had it wrong. Anytime you go to them, they have like different stories, and so I mean it's interesting.
I heard it makes it real full to life.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I was looking at a video. I think it was on Kotaku. They showed like this clip of like people were just killing like Muslims and gays, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, they were being racist on the online or something like that.
Oh yeah, someone made a video of like killing like other like different minorities and stuff like that. So I mean, but it's nice that there's a bunch of cool things like that in there, like different minorities, different things. So
I'm like really all about story and stuff like that. So how is like the main character? How's the antagonist?
Aiden,
is he boring? Is he exciting?
He's kind of bare. I mean, you kind of feel for him a little bit.
But you're only in Act 2.
But I'm only in Act 2, so I can't really tell you exactly. Right now, I think I agree with his anger and like what he's doing because you're avenging the death of your niece. But I mean, at the same time, he's kind of plastic.
Yeah, I mean, I would say. I mean, I haven't really got much into it, but Chris has played a lot. I know he's played. How many hours would you say?
Over 20.
Over 20, and you're only on Act 2, and I've probably put
most of that is because I can't stop doing the side stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a shitload of stuff to do in that game that you'll it'll take you over 100 hours to completely.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about it.
So if I wanted the platinum in, I'm talking
you're talking a lot of time. Well, it depends on what the trophies are.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's definitely a game. I mean, it's definitely a game that you can play for a long period of time, which PS4 needs, because right now,
exactly,
we don't have much of those, and especially all these delays that we're talking about. It's one of those games that you could come in and come out. I really want to try that multiplayer.
The multiplayer was awesome. I played free roam. The thing that sucks about free roam right now is that there's nothing to do except kill cops. There really isn't anything to do, which is fun, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I even have more fun on GTA Online because you could do missions and all that stuff. But there is decryption. There's the hacking, which is awesome. I love the hacking. I was watching my buddy Brandon play, and he was getting all antsy and excited. You get nervous, you're like, oh man, oh my gosh, and you get really into it because it's intense. And when people hack you, you start freaking out. It's awesome.
How's the gunfighting, and how are the police?
Solid, dude.
Gunfighting is
as good as they can get.
What I would say was really nice about that game, there's different modes, and you get different you could do these small little arcade games, or you could be a spider in this digital trip. And what's nice about all that stuff, and there's different modes. There's one called Alone, where you have to go after these these things that have light on you, and they kill you, kind of like zombie But anywho,
those are the virtual reality drugs that you can take.
What's really nice about them is all of them have virtual trees, skill trees per se, that you can you can upgrade your stuff and just get different things. So it's really cool to see a bunch of different skill trees that affect in different ways. So it's nice. I mean, I think everyone loves the RPG-esque, having skill trees and upgrading your stuff and deciding what you want. So I mean, it's really nice to have that, and that definitely adds to the game.
The biggest problem with that game is getting so much mixed reviews, so many mixed reviews, is that everybody's comparing it to Grand Theft Auto. Mm-hmm. And I can't stress enough, I can't say it enough, it's not even the same realm as Grand Theft Auto.
It is.
It's
in
not
a bad way, or in a good way.
It's it's open world. That's the only thing that it shares. The similarity.
There's guns that you can steal cars.
Well, that's like every other game.
Well, I'm just saying in general. I mean, you can't say it's not like Grand Theft Auto.
Right,
if someone looks at it, they might, is that Grand Theft Auto? Oh, it's Watch Dogs. But I know what you're saying, but I also could agree with other people what they're saying. Because if you had to describe it as a game similar to it, what would you describe it as?
Watch Dogs?
To? Other than Watch Dogs, what would you...
Sleeping
Tom
Dogs?
Clancy's, what do you call it? Splinter Cell, mixed with, Sleeping Dogs.
Or even Saints Row driving a little bit.
No,
well, I mean,
it's heavier than Saints Row.
I mean, I understand where people are coming from that, but if you just compare it to Grand Theft Auto, you'd be mistaken, because it has a lot of similarities through other games as well. And I would agree.
Well, every game borrows from each other. Saints Row borrows from Grand Theft Auto, but it doesn't even feel like the same game at all. It's with the different content and stuff that's in it, it makes it a completely different game. The way you play the missions, it's like Grand Theft Auto. Every mission you do, you end up in a huge shootout. In this game, it's you don't even have to set foot in the mission area, and you can complete the mission.
Yeah, it has
just
a lot
by
of
hacking across cameras and stuff. Or you can go in, blow everything up, or you can go in and just stealthily take people out.
That's cool.
There's so many different ways you can do it, and that's what makes that game unique. Graphically, this is where everybody's like, oh my god, Graphically, it looks way better than Grand Theft Auto 5. I saw way too many comparisons on there, oh, it looks like Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm like, dude, if you're playing it on a PS4, at least, because there is a difference between the PS4 and the Xbox One versions. I've seen it, and it's, it looks better on PS4.
How about the PC?
Not terribly better, but it looks good. I'll get to that in a sec. The PS4 version looks way better than Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5. It's not even, you can't even compare them. It looks really good.
And then we have 65-inch TV.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even close.
That's one thing that Rockstar needs to kind of repair on in next gen when they release their new game in 2015, because they have one coming out. I think it's Red Dead Redemption, but their graphics are well, the Take-Two, they confirmed that Red Dead.
Grand Theft Auto 5 was a really good-looking game.
No, it was, but now, like you said, now that it's starting, the wheels are turning, shit's in the past now, we're looking forward ahead, they're gonna have to really, because visuals always kind of seem like there was a little bit of their downfall until Grand Theft Auto 5 was really good.
It was always like a little letdown, but
the water in Watch Dogs looks awesome.
They nail immersion. That's what makes their games.
And the draw,
but the water,
is the draw from
draw distance.
How's the draw distance?
Draw distance is you see everything, dude. There's really minimal pop up. It's weird. The only pop up that you notice is cars in the distance sometimes, but otherwise, buildings and trees. Like,
what about
really,
pedestrians?
You know what?
Pedestrians?
They once in a while, but not as much as cars.
You know what? I mean, I think everyone knows this. It's a Ubisoft game, so you can actually compare it to you almost like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, where there's like these little small things that you can. Even Infamous, where you try to unlock different things into the city and stuff. So I mean, there's always stuff to do, which is nothing like Grand Theft Auto. There's nothing like that in that. So I mean, I can see where people compare at first, but it's its own game. You can't, and that's the thing. You can't compare it and expect to see everything from Grand Theft Auto because obviously they're different games.
They made a smaller map than Grand Theft Auto, and the level of detail that they put in the map is crazy. There's like paper, cups, cans, like all like whatever, like
and the destruction when
just
cars
across the map.
When cars hit each other, it is awesome. Like,
it looks awesome. The amount of detail they put in is crazy. Like even Aiden, like the wind blows and his his coat flaps. Even the pedestrians in Grand Theft Auto or any other open world game that you play, you never see the pedestrians' clothes do anything. They just look like like they're all pasted together and stiff. Yeah. And in this game, in Watch Dogs, even the pedestrians' clothes blow in the wind. Like the amount of detail is awesome. And the biggest argument everybody has is, this was supposed to be like the big next gen, exclusive. It's not by any means considered like a next generation game or anything like that. It's not breaking any ground, but
Chris used quotes if you couldn't tell,
because I hate calling it next gen because it's now new gen. But it doesn't break any new ground graphically or anything, but it still does what it does really well.
I mean, it looks clear.
I think people are too harsh on it.
It's clear and it has a good clarity. I mean, it's obviously not like beautiful as in like what we expect from next gen. But remember, this is like the first year of next gen. What I expect from next gen right now or new current gen. PS4, Xbox One. It's just clarity and I expect little diversity in the gameplay that we've discussed. I don't expect it to be anything remote, like a huge step forward, because maybe in 4 years it's gonna look different. So we got to know this is the first year of it.
The developers said that back in April that they're not going to make a sequel, but this is
Watch Dogs.
But this is the fastest selling franchise in the company's history, or
in Ubisoft's history is the fastest selling franchise.
So it's definitely
it's worth it though. I mean, I'm not like this is not like a Bound by Flame where I was like and I played it and I beat it.
You played it just to play something.
That's the problem with the internet, man. Like they'll make or break you, dude. Like that's what's like. They'll make memes. Like they'll make anything to ruin you.
For like Watch Dogs, it's like, was it overhyped? Yeah, but it's not bad. Like the amount of
is it worth my $60?
Oh
Absolutely.
My god!
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely.
There's so much to the game that is you put so many hours in the game. Yeah, completely. Because
that's what I like.
I would not even question that. I mean, as much as me and Chris played it, I would never be like, oh, did I waste my money? No, there's not. I even never thought that, dude.
Like I said, when I took my day off work, I sat in my bed. Even Bob noticed. I sat in my bed from 9:30 in the morning until like midnight. And I got up maybe 2 or 3 times to get food.
Yeah, I got.
And when I walked out of my room, Bob's like, "Well, wow, you're even going to get food?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You haven't left." And I'm like, "Dude, literally, I can't stop playing that game."
I got home at 4:00, and I think it was like 8 or 8:39.
And I was in the same spot that I was in when he came back from lunch break.
Chris did not. Yeah, and Chris did not leave his room. I mean, maybe went to the bathroom, but I swear I did not see him. I saw him in his room when I came home, and then he never left. So.
Yeah, never left.
Now, what about like helicopters and stuff?
There's helicopters, but you can't do anything with them. You can disable them so they can't find you, and you can shoot the people out of them.
Okay,
that's about it though. Nothing crazy.
See, and you're trying to almost like, I mean, not like you're doing it on purpose, but like you're comparing it to Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto is this. This has this. I mean, it does its own thing. So,
but the thing is, you won't care about the helicopters.
I never even thought of that until you.
Remember, this game is like, imagine like an open world game like Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto, even Batman. Watch Dogs doesn't make you feel. They make you feel small. Grand Theft Auto makes you feel big. Saints Row makes you feel big because you can get up, you can fly everywhere, you can go anywhere. For Watch Dogs, it's like Batman. It's an over-the-shoulder camera. It's really close, so you feel tiny in that city.
Yeah,
so they really throw you in there, and they're just like, "Hey, man, this city's bigger than you."
No, I'm excited.
You don't feel like the city's small whatsoever.
So the big question:
you can take the L train.
I know.
All right, we're done.
You can disable it. All right, enough
Next
Watch Dogs. Get it if you haven't got Watch Dogs. Get it. Get it for Xbox One, PC, or PS4. Don't get it on the last gen consoles. The Xbox, PS3. I'm hearing they're having a lot of technical issues. Worse than PC.
You got to move up finally. I mean, I know everything's delayed, but
if you're gonna get it, wait. get it when you get a new generation console. But the question is, on that topic, a lot of game delays. We talked about Batman. We talked about all the games getting delayed until next year. And now Watch Dogs is out, the most overhyped game so far besides Killzone. And it's getting good reviews so far. I'm seeing a lot of 8s and 9s. It doesn't look anything amazing. It looks really, really good, but it doesn't look, like what they wanted in terms of next generation capability. Is it worth getting a PS4 and an Xbox One right now with all the game delays and with all the major titles being out so far until October?
To me, no.
This is J-Bone talking. To J-Bone? No.
To me, I could. Number one, I don't know why. I mean, I'm an impatient person. If something's out, that's great. I can't wait. I mean, I don't know how you're waiting without this PS4. I couldn't wait.
It's patience, man. I have patience.
No,
we don't.
Oh my gosh, me and Chris couldn't I was thinking in August when it was coming out in November. I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now? I don't have a PS4. But it is bad. But Xbox, I mean, my opinion on the Xbox One, no. I would not get Xbox One because I know they're gonna, they're coming out the $400 one, and
the day of E3.
It's the day of E3, and I might even wait on that because right now, and they don't even have many arcade games. The PS4, you're gonna get a new arcade game every month, so at least you'll get a brand new game every month.
You get 2 new.
And now it's 2.
They release on top of that. Besides giving you the 2 free games a month, Sony swore to uphold the promise that they will release 2 new indie games every Tuesday.
Oh yeah, and then also with the
wow.
PS,
and they've been doing it
every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday they release a couple new games.
That too. And then also they talk about the free games, the PS Plus. They look at Metacritic, which is, if you guys don't know what Metacritic, it compiles all the reviews of how many websites and how many.
I really hope everybody knows what Metacritic is.
Yeah, it's
Well, okay. Anywho, I think their thing is 70 plus. They will not put a PS Plus game if it's not over 70. And I didn't know that until I actually saw that. Did you guys know that?
Nope.
No.
So any game that they put on there for PS Plus that you get for free, it had to be over 70, which is awesome. So they're not going to give you this crap game from there. So you're going to get these new games constantly over the time. So you're going to have at least one a month for free. Is it 2 months? No, 2 for free.
2 for free now.
And then you'll get all these indie games coming out, which... I mean, I love indie games because the good thing about indie games is they bring new ideas. They're a small budget, and Transistor.
And they're not overhyped.
Transistor came out, and that game is amazing. And if you don't play it, I mean, it has so much features that these AAA games don't have. And then there are going to be other games coming out. I mean, there's Wolfenstein, there's Watch Dogs. There's Battlefield 4. If you don't have a PC, definitely get it. There's no question in my mind. I do not regret whatsoever buying a PS4 now, and I would not wait on it. If I had money, even if I had $400, if I barely had any money and I just could pay for PS Plus, I would still be happy. I mean, I'm always playing that. I play that every day. I play my PlayStation 4 every day, and there's a reason why.
So here's the thing for me,
Chris.
It's tough. I was thinking about this all day today because I was like, it's podcast day. I need a straight answer. I will say for Wii U.
That's
1.5. If you got a lot of money and you don't want any of the other consoles, go for it. I don't really play mine that much because I don't know. I don't care for the games as much as I do the newer games because I don't know. I can't play Mario.
You're gonna say I'm an adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult.
But I love the Wii U. If you have people over, you always want to, because with the PS4 and the Xbox One, there's really not many multiplayer games that you play with people at the same living room area. If you need a couple games that play with a group of people, the Wii U is perfect for that.
Exactly, yeah. Mario Kart.
Yeah, I mean that's
Super Smash coming out.
When people come over to my house, the system that we play the most is the Wii U because of even Nintendo Land. It's fun.
Right. So if you have friends, family, get a Wii U. If you don't get a Wii U.
Yeah.
The Xbox One. Hate to say it, I've never sold. I don't remember the last time I ever sold anything like a console. But I actually just recently sold my Xbox One a few days ago.
Damn.
A week ago because I wanted a PC. Now, I PC gamed about maybe 15 years ago when
2000.
You were 10.
And no, I wasn't. Yeah, I PC gamed hard when I was 10, but back in 95 or 96 when Half-Life was out, and Counter-Strike and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I gamed hard back then. That was the thing. I was playing Diablo. I was playing Half-Life, Counter-Strike,
StarCraft,
Blue Shift, StarCraft, all that stuff. Warcraft, Age of Empires, everything. And since then I dropped off the radar just because of living situation, like paying rent and everything. I couldn't afford to keep upgrading my stuff, so I went to consoles. So I recently decided, I'm like, hey man, like I love my PS4 to death. I play that thing all the time. Titanfall didn't really do it for me. That was the reason I bought an Xbox. So I was like, you know what? Right now, I don't need the Xbox. I could be playing a lot of other games on a PC. I do miss PC gaming. So I sold the Xbox. I'm going to get one sometime down the road when they start releasing, when they have a good, library of exclusives. I'll get one, and hopefully they fine-tune the OS a little bit so it's less clunky, and I'll be able to buy it without the Kinect because I don't like the Kinect. I think it's a piece of crap. I'll get one later down the road.
Everyone feels the Kinect is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't...
I'll get one later down the road because I have a PS4 and now I have a PC. But for the PS4, here's the thing for the PS4. Like Bob said, I agree with everything Bob said. There's a lot of games coming out. They keep releasing stuff, a lot of games, yada, yada. If you have a PC, a really nice PC, you don't need a PS4 right now. Wait until October when they start releasing all the games and then catch up on all the games that you've missed.
Or if you love Last of Us, if it comes out.
If you really need Last of Us, yeah. If you haven't played that yet and you don't have a PS3 either, get Last of Us.
Oh,
get the PS4 for Last of Us. Catch up on Battlefield, catch up on Transistor, Wolfenstein. Like, you'll have plenty of stuff to hold you over.
And you got the Plus, and you're going to have these games.
Right.
I mean...
So, and if you don't have a PC, then you only have, the last generation consoles, get a PS4.
Because you're going to get... If you have a PS3, if you have it and you're going to PS4, you're going to get... games for the PS3, games for the PS4. You're always going to have games. There's never a time that you're not going to... I mean, you should be able to play something, and that's a beautiful thing.
And even before I had the PC, I still wasn't playing my Xbox One, and I was playing PS4 all the time. I would go back to, Xbox 360 to play online with friends that didn't have PS4 yet.
Yeah.
And that was about it. I wasn't playing anything single player. Besides, I played Splinter Cell, the new Splinter Cell Blacklist, and that was awesome.
And we played Batman.
So good.
Batman.
Batman. I was just catching up on games that I haven't played yet, but I played almost everything.
I just looked at J-Bone's eyes when I said Batman, and he lit up. I swear to God.
Well,
I know. I was gonna say you basically said what I was gonna say. Wait until about October. Wait until a year since the console's life cycle, I think.
I mean, that's not bad. If you can wait. If you can wait.
I can wait. I can wait.
Don't.
If you have a PC, wait. If you don't have a PC and you only have a PS3 or a 360 or a Wii, then jump on the PS4 because you got plenty of stuff to play.
If you have a good PC, I would... Yeah, there's no point. Because you
can
play most of those games anyway.
And there really isn't... The other reason
there's not an exclusive that I feel...
The other reason you shouldn't get an Xbox and... why I sold my Xbox is not only because of the Kinect and the slow, buggy OS, it was because everything in the PS4 runs better. So it's like I had another PS4 that I didn't ever play that just sat there collecting dust that was worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's why do I have this?
I want to see what E3 has as far as Sony's conference. I want to see what Naughty Dog says about The Last of Us because that's 60 frames, 1080p.
Yeah, man.
And
so
I'm excited.
We were talking about just BSing around. What do you think is going to happen to E3? And I just want to tell J-Bone, this is what I think is going to happen to E3. PS4 is going to go out.
Predictions?
Yeah, this is my prediction.
Bob's predictions?
This is what's going to happen. They're going to announce. Sorry, jeez, if you heard that. They're going to announce. They're going to announce The Last of Us.
Bob's phone
coming out. Coming out. It's like June 13th, June 20th, and that'll be the last thing they say, and it'll be such a shock. And think of how people are going to react.
You think they'll tag a release date on it?
No, it's going to come out June 20, June 13.
You think it's going to come out quick, last year, boom?
Yeah, and they're going to see that coming.
I think so
and
too.
If they do that, people are like, how much excitement is, and people are going to want to buy the PS4 and The Last of Us.
It's going to boost sales.
Oh my Nostradamus over here.
It's going to boost sales.
Nostradamus.
What do you think Microsoft is? Obviously, they're going to show Call of Duty. They show Call of Duty
and the Kinect for $400.
They're gonna
show Sunset Overdrive.
Yes,
I think that's
which they have a lot of hope for.
I actually think it's gonna be.
It looks awesome.
I'm really actually excited for that.
What do you think they're gonna end with?
Halo. Me and Chris said the same thing.
I think so too.
Halo or Gears.
I think so too.
Oh, Gears.
Yeah, I think they're gonna show some Halo.
It's gonna be something that we know already.
Because Phil Spencer is just games. And then
dude, I'm really glad that Phil Spencer's in the boat and in the driver's seat now. Because I think he realizes, he's part of the big reason why a lot of these changes just happened in the last month.
You need to. They need to, and I'm glad that they're doing it. And you know what? I mean, it's early in the the current gen or next gen. I don't know how I want to describe it, but things can change. Maybe the Xbox One can. People are very loyal to the Xbox One, Microsoft, because 360 killed it with their party chat and everything.
No, they did.
And, I mean, not being biased on the PS4, it's not like me and Chris are biased. We love their 360, but things can change.
That's good. Yeah, man. Like,
wait, didn't you have Didn't you have another prediction? What was your last prediction?
Last Guardian. I think they're gonna show
Last Guardian PS3.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The Last Guardian, the last presentation. You think, dude? I'm just
familiar with like Sony's ecosystem too.
Poo all over my TV if they actually if they announce Last Guardian. I'm gonna die. I really want Last Guardian, man.
Well, I was telling Bob before the cast, the developer, the guy I can't think of his name right now, but the developer for The Last Guardian tweeted in Japan that he's excited to release that like rabbit mouse rat thing.
The one that they showed.
The last Guardian.
His pet or whatever.
Yeah, his pet. I forget the name. It was like Torshio or something like Torishio or something like that. Well, anyways, regardless, it was in Japan and they deciphered it into English, and he basically said like, I'm excited to show this for E3. It was basically Last Guardian, and he fucking deleted it like immediately.
Whoa. When?
This was today, dude.
What happened?
The developer.
So the developer said he's excited to show it, and then he deleted the tweet.
He deleted the tweet, and people took snapshots of it.
I need to look this up.
Yeah, it's. I'll show you the link.
This is my bread and butter. J-Bone's bread and butter is Batman right now. My bread and butter is Shadow of the Colossus, and Ico, and
I guess I don't
anything from Team Ico, basically.
I don't even know.
So now I'm freaking out.
I'm like, I need a bread and butter. I need a bread and butter.
I forgot about this. Hold on for your bread and butter here.
I don't have one.
ESPN.
Yeah, the Cubs winning the World Series.
That would be some bread and butter.
Sorry about the Blackhawks, though. That sucks. But
don't even bring it up right now.
Hold on. I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. I want to see that new trailer. Kojima said that the new trailer is heavier, it's dirtier,
it's gonna be hard to watch.
Shock value, less shock value, and I think he's trying to hype people up, which is cool. Troy Baker, I just saw at a conference. Someone in the audience asked a question like, "How does it feel to play Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 5?" And he said it's awesome. And he went into the role and he said, Troy Baker said, "Quote: He said this game is huge. It is mega, mega, mega huge. It is awesome." Like
I can't wait for Metal Gear Solid, and I don't want to hear things. Not because I want it ruined. It's because I'm just too excited to not have Metal Gear Solid. I mean, Ground Zeroes was fun. It was just like a little appetizer. It's like you go to this nice fancy
Bob, what's your favorite game of all time?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's hard. I can't just. I mean, I can't even say that. I really, honestly. Can't
What would you put Metal Gear Solid at?
Metal Gear, it's a series. I don't know. I mean, I've grown to love every moment of it, and it's just it has so much impact on me. So I mean, it probably is. It's probably in the top 3. I could say that.
I really feel like I've said it on Talk Gaming before in a post. I feel like Metal Gear Solid is like the Star Wars of the video games. You know what I mean?
I could compare that to
you hear Star Wars, and I haven't watched Star Wars in a few months, but every time I think of Star Wars, I'm like, God, I love Star Wars. I want to watch it right now, but I know if I do, I'm gonna play all 6 movies and not get to any gaming, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days,
And it's almost like sorry to interrupt.
When I think Metal Gear Solid, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
And you could easily compare it to Star Wars for the fact that you look at Episode 1, it was completely different than the other Star Wars, and you look at the the Metal Gear Solid of just 1, 2, you see how it changed so much.
What's your favorite Metal Gear Solid of all of them? Mine's 3.
Yep,
well,
I gotta agree.
Mine, I mean, I guess for the time, I would say 3 for the time, but my favorite one is 4 because it just has everything. It's just that one. It's the one, it covers every basis of everything, and it's just the one that makes you feel good because there's so much stuff that they're explaining.
It's like a James Bond film,
and it's
almost.
so good.
Are you a James Bond fan?
I love James Bond. That's why Snake Eater 3 is so good.
Yeah. I also want to go back to E3 real quick. I want to say that I'm more of Sony's ecosystem than Microsoft, just because all my trophies and everything is over there. But I think Sony is also gonna unveil. Oh man, I forget. I can't think of the other game. What was
God of War?
I think Order 1886. They're going to show gameplay footage, which I heard.
That's not delayed, right? I can't remember.
I saw gameplay footage of that.
That got delayed till next year.
Did you see gameplay footage
Which
of that?
one? Division got delayed. Order
awesome.
got delayed.
Division got delayed. Order got delayed. The Order 1886 or whatever.
I just can't remember what
Yeah,
hasn't been done. What has not been delayed? Could someone...
Dragon Age. Did that get delayed? Dragon Age? No,
Witcher did.
Witcher, yeah.
Dude, everything. Dude. Drive Club.
Drive Club was supposed to come out. Release date. Which, I mean, you know what? I just don't think they're ready. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. Like, haha, we're going to delay just to make you mad. Because obviously, if they had a game that came out right now, what do you think? What could happen with Watch Dogs? Sorry. Look what happened with Watch Dogs. I mean, look how much it sold. So, think about a game in the summer, which we talked about before.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Right now, there's not many games out for PS4, and a lot of people bought PS4 or even Xbox One. If a game comes out, that's pretty good.
The only ones you have.
You know what? In the summer, Last of Us in the summer.
Last of Us in the PS Plus.
That's gonna sell.
That's gonna be the highest rating. Oh my god!
It's gonna sell PS4s and sell units like hotcakes.
Dude, I'll Last of Us, if it's released, like you said, what we just talked about, I'd buy a PS4. I would. Done.
I think it's time.
End of deal.
I think it's time. I mean, like, I don't know. Me and Chris just can't control ourselves. So we have this.
Well, I can't control myself with Batman, so I need a fucking platinum Arkham Asylum. I got like 8 trophies left, guys.
You got a platinum Arkham Asylum now too?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
It's easy. It's a lot easier than City. I looked at the trophy list. I'm like, dude, I get this shit done in like a week.
Are you gonna play the other one? What was
Origins?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
Not even gonna play it?
No, I played it and beat it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not gonna like platinum it. No.
Yeah. All right. So we have a couple.
A big one I wanted to bring up was Mortal Kombat's announcement.
Oh my god!
Like the thing, it's like I have like a love-hate thing with Mortal Kombat because like I love Mortal Kombat growing up. I bought every single Mortal Kombat, from like 1, 2, 3, Armageddon, like all of them, like Deception or whatever it was, like all of them, even the Sub-Zero game, even like the Sub-Zero game for Super Nintendo. Like I bought all of those games. I loved them, but like recently. Even with like Injustice and with like the new Mortal Kombat reboot that came out, it's like I buy them and I play them for like a couple weeks and then I'm just done with it. You know what I mean? Because it's like they haven't done anything like unique. Like the side scrolling.
It's a
lot
fighter.
A lot of people are going to be mad at me about this because there's a lot of hardcore Street Fighter people out there and stuff like that, and hardcore side scrolling fighters. But a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but the side-scrolling, 2-person fighting, arena thing is just like it doesn't hold my interest anymore. They got to do something different.
Revolutionize fighting games.
It's like,
because I feel the same way. You said exactly what I was gonna say, and people are gonna hate it, but I love Mortal Kombat. When I was a little kid, I loved the fatality. They haven't done anything new. I mean, it's like with first-person shooters. If they don't, especially how we feel now in first-person shooters, if they don't do anything differently. Even if it's not going to change how I feel about it.
The character roster is awesome because it's really unique, but at the same time, downright X, downright A are, Sub-Zero's freeze moves, freeze ground, free and shoot an ice bolt or whatever. But like
up down X is like teleportation. All
what else are you going to add besides being able to, giving the option to like shift, a square forward or backwards? And increase the graphics. It's like we got to do something else, but what can you do?
It looks awesome, but I personally, I'm not people aren't like I don't really like racing games. I do, but I don't really like fighting games all that much, just because the same reason.
Yeah,
it's been the same stuff. I mean, you add better graphics, you add moves, or like when you say you uppercut a guy into another part of the level, like that's cool, but like what else can you do?
That loses its value after you do it a few
times.
But
at the same time, I mean, to my almost like bread and butter thing, like the platform games, like with Mario and stuff. And I'm playing Donkey Kong again, and I love it. Even though they haven't changed much, I mean, graphics, and there's a couple major features.
They're
but
favorites.
I can still do that. So, I mean, I guess I still enjoy that. I mean, but I can see where people get dull with that.
I think the problem
Mortal Kombat's a fan favorite too, but I mean,
that's the thing. See, for me, Mortal Kombat is
I can't do it, though.
It's
can't do it anymore.
Near and dear to my heart because I grew up playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Same me. It's
watching the movies.
And stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, I want to love Mortal Kombat, but it's like you're not doing anything different, and I don't. And like the whole fighting genre is like it's like a cult following, Like it, like not everybody can't do it, but the people that do it hard. And I do it, and I want to do it.
Like
but,
Street Fighter, oh my god, at tournaments.
Yeah, dude. Like I mean, I want to do it, and I want to do it for fun, but it doesn't. It's not, catered to people like me that just want to play casually.
No,
like,
I would agree. I mean, I completely agree.
And the online always sucks. Like I've tried playing it online and it's always lagging. I've played on the best connections possible and like it's just.
I remember I got Street Fighter 4 when it first came out. I bought it and I wanted to go play online and God, I was a fucking mess, dude. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I got booted into a match. This guy kicked my ass. I wasn't having any fun. I was like, okay, I'm done.
A franchise that has held through the test of time.
Oh shit!
Even though there's been an iteration or two that was just meh. Was Wolfenstein.
Yeah, how was that?
That was awesome. I love Wolfenstein to death. Okay, I played them all since the first one. Wolfenstein 3D made by id Software. Through the Xbox, the Xbox 360 one, and then now this one. And dude, man, like they really rebooted Wolfenstein really well for the next gen, like in previous gen consoles, whatever. Reason being, I'm playing it on PS4. It looks awesome. It performs really well, really smooth. They didn't force. They didn't spend time on a tacked down multiplayer, so they really focused heavily on the campaign. And it took me about 20 hours to beat the campaign.
Which is nice.
It's a long game.
Which is nice for a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's nice for a first-person shooter, and they don't BS you by giving you a bunch of stupid options, that just increase their playtime.
Yeah.
The campaign is legitimately 18 to 20 hours long. Like, just running down corridors and just blasting people with dual automatic shotguns into pieces.
Yeah.
And there's you go to I can't say. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a lot. There's a lot of variety. You pilot mechs. You drive.
No, I heard it's a lot of fun. Like
it's a blast, dude. If you like the old, it did what it was supposed to do, exactly what it was supposed to do. I would say now I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Shit.
It did exactly what it's supposed to do. It kept it old school while bringing in some of the it brought in some of the best things from the old school generation while keeping it sort of modern. So you got to run, you got to actually manual pick up your ammo. It's all about
where does it take place at?
Germany,
like in the 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah, let me. It's actually but the war in Wolfenstein, which is really cool because I love like these alternate timelines.
Yeah.
The Germans,
the Nazis and
the
all
Germans won.
Okay.
World War II. So it kind of bounces off that, which is sweet because I don't want to hear about one that like doesn't really make sense. If it's an alternate timeline where the where the Germans won, things could be different, and that's what I really like. The story's really good. I haven't beat it, and to be honest, like the first time I started playing it, I didn't enjoy myself. I was like, I'm like, it's okay, but the more I'm playing it, the more I really like it, and it's getting harder. And
do they make the Germans like sadistic and twisted and evil?
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
There was one time. I'm not gonna ruin it, but I was like, I just look at her face, and I don't get grossed out easily, but I was like, oh. That is disgusting.
Yeah. There's awesome times, where I go up and I'll even like go, playing any other game like Soldier of Fortune or something, take a knife and cut chunks off a body just because I'm disgusting and it's funny for me.
Yeah.
Or just go up, blast a guy and then blast his body, into pieces, whatever. And Wolfenstein, it's like you can't really do that. You can't shoot the bodies and limbs fall off. I mean, blood squirts up and the bullet holes stay there and stuff. But when you like in some of the cutscenes, they're so like surprising and in your face gross that you're just like, oh, like there've been times where like I said, I've blown limbs off and stuff like that, and I was just like, this is fun. But there are times in Wolfenstein where you're just like, oh man, like you make you scrunch your face and you're just kind of like, oh, like is that happening right now? Like you're just like, oh shit, like a lot of shock value in that game, and that's what's awesome.
It's like a Call of Duty shooter though, right? Like and when you aim down the sights, they kind of have the same mechanic.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's iron sights.
It's different though. You can't say it's Call of Duty like. It's a Wolfenstein feel, if that makes any sense. But then there's dual wielding, which is out of control, but it's nice.
Dual wielding, dude.
It's fun.
Dual wielding auto shotguns and going down a small hallway and taking out Nazis is just ridiculous.
Like a old
school
GoldenEye, but like faster pace.
It's just brutal.
I think it's a really well-made game.
It performs great. It's a solid game.
So 9 out of 10, huh?
Yeah, $60 definitely worth it. If it was an 8-hour campaign, I'd say pass and wait till it's cheaper.
I'm really excited to try it. I'm really excited to
It's fantastic, dude. I love it.
I might even buy just to support the developers.
You should because they did a good job. Yeah, like they did things that might be like old school that I'm like, I really don't like picking up everything. I kind of like lose. That's just my thing. I kind of lose the interest because like when I'm picking up like collectibles and I just want auto pickup. Just give me that option. That was my biggest gripe, and that's not even that big of a gripe. But I really hate picking up. I know it's an old school thing, but I really hate doing that.
You think they're gonna make? You think this developing team is gonna make another Wolfenstein?
I really hope so, dude, because they pumped it up but they weren't in your face like, dude, this is gonna blow away everything game. They were just like, it's gonna be a good game. They're like, yeah, we're really proud of what we did.
It should be, though.
They even said they're like, we think id Software is gonna be happy with the product that we put out.
You can't.
And I was like, ooh, like as soon as I heard him say that, I was like, that's some big words.
id
Like
Software
you better
made Rage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was their.
I tried with Rage, never could beat it.
Same here. I just couldn't do it.
But I would say with that game, just in general, I mean, it's a quality game. You can't think of like this is a next gen game. It's just a fun,
it looks
done game.
That's 60 frames per second, 1080p.
Yeah, it's
it
beautiful.
Looks really well.
It looks good, but it's not like like oh, this has to be next gen. But it's exactly what Chris said. It's
yeah,
I can't give it a review.
It's a good, solid first person.
I'm almost more excited to play Wolfenstein than I am with Watch Dogs. That's kind of like, is that kind of...
Well, I know. I mean, they're two different games. It's really, I mean, you're talking like pizza. I'm really excited to have pizza instead of ice cream. I mean, what if you like ice cream?
Have the pizza and then the ice cream.
Yeah, I think having both the pizza and then the ice cream is always a good choice.
Now, I would say play Wolfenstein first because you're going to beat that faster than you will Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
once you play Watch Dogs, that's like the only thing you'll be able to play because you're gonna be like, I gotta play more. Because you'll spend like 6 hours doing a bunch of side missions, and then you'll look at the map and you'll be like, geez, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's how that game really works. Okay.
Yeah, but Transistor really quick. Do you want to give
yeah, Transistor. I beat it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. There's like definitely has great replayability. With the game, you can constantly customize your weapons and you can upgrade them and change it. There's so many multiple ways to play that game, and I don't know how that cannot be a good thing. With that, it's got the fist bumping. With that, it's just it has such great ideas. I'm so excited to play it, and I'm gonna play it again. It's not one of those games where I beat it. I'm like, I'm done. It's about five. It's about 5.
I'm gonna buy it.
It's about 5.5 hours, 5-6. It's like not anything long, and you can make it harder and difficult. There's this thing called limiters that make the game harder. It's hard to explain, but
it's like Journey. Journey was like what, an hour or two long, maybe 2-3 hours actually.
Yeah,
and it was absolutely worth the $15.
Yeah,
because it was such a weird experience.
I'm just saying, like
no dialogue, no nothing.
You're not gonna like buy Transistor and go, wow, this game sucks. If you actually play it, I mean, there's so much to it. Buy it. I would give it a 9.0, and that's pretty high for on my standards. So yeah, it's definitely good. I don't really have many gripes for it. I mean,
damn, 2 9s in one night.
Well, when you
guys, man,
2 9s.
Well, when you play a game, and the only thing that you could say about it is, I wish it was longer. I mean, that's the only thing I can complain about that game.
But if it was longer, would it have been boring?
I would say no for the fact that if they could have made it longer, but I understand why they could add more powers, more upgrades. I mean, because it was always fun. Every time you play that game. Like, every time you had to go, like, this new dock, you had to upgrade your thing or change it, and you could modify it to what you enjoyed.
Okay.
I mean, I never felt, it was like, I was bored. I think it stayed a good amount of time. I mean, it could have been longer, could not. It's just enjoyable, and I could replay it again.
Going back to what you said really quick, because we got to wrap it up. Going back to what you said is, it was a 20-hour campaign for Wolfenstein, and when you said, does it get boring? That's what I loved about Wolfenstein, was that it wasn't a dragged out campaign just to get your $60 worth,
Yeah.
Because it didn't have multiplayer. That campaign evolved.
It got better.
It gets better and better and better and better and crazier. And you're just like, by the time it's over, you're like, oh man, I want more. Like, when I finished it, I was like, that was awesome.
That's exactly how I'd say Transistor is. And I think that's just how you make a game.
Really
that's
cool.
how you should make a game. Like, when I played Wolfenstein, I played the first hour, and then I stopped, and I'm like...
Yeah, the first hour is really. I felt the same way. I was like, "This is good." It's standard, but then
I thought it was just gonna be a standard, boring game. And then the more I play it, the more I want to continue playing.
It ramps up, dude.
So
that's how I felt with Metro.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Last Light. Yeah.
That game was awesome. But yeah. So we gotta wrap it up now. That concludes episode 4. We'll be back next week. I think Rich the Seventh Sword will be back next week,
and that'll be around E3.
It'll be all E3. Around E3. So
that'll be episode V.
We'll be covering that a lot. So Talk Gaming is gonna blow up. I know it is. I'm excited for it. So this will be our Talk Gaming's first E3. So yeah, that's about it. That's all we got. So J-Bone, Bob, Chris signing out.
All right.
Thank you for listening. Leave a comment. Give us some ideas of what to talk about. Next week, we'll be talking about game soundtracks. That'll be one of our big topics next week. So if you got a favorite game soundtrack, put it in the comments. Mass Effect. Put it in the comments. And
Solid.
yeah, give us something to go off. All right.
Solid. Oh, God.